I think I want to just, since I'm new to this, just kind of get my feel and getting people into
you don't want to get somebody who does happy endings.
I don't think, and then TDLR.
Do you see all the
they
emails?
call people?
Yes.
No,
Oh my
TDLR on
gosh.
Facebook, on their Facebook page. They like to call people. I mean, I think it's funny, but
yeah. I like to see that too. Like, oh, we closed so and so because they were doing this.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, dang, girl, she's probably making good tips.
Yeah.
Get your tip, girl. JK, guys, don't be doing that shit.
No, don't be doing that shit. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beauty Bound Season 8. In the last 2 episodes, I was so excited on the first episode, actually, of the season, because it was, in my head, I thought I was recording Season 7 and that it was my 3-year anniversary on July 7th. But y'all, that was all confusion. I'm Season 8. I'm so excited to have you guys back and for you guys to be watching this. I am also the owner of Beauty Pro Bookkeeping. You can find me at Beauty Pro Bookkeeping on Instagram. And I am here with, I should say, my part-time co-host because she is back every season. And I'm so excited to always have her back with Mercy, or as everybody else might call her. That's not her friend. Mercedes.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me back, Cristal. I'm Mercedes, owner of The Wax Scene. And yeah, you can find me on The Wax Scene, as The Wax Scene on Instagram and TikTok.
It's so funny because she did text me today and she said, "What are we talking about today?" And all I said, classes. And then when I talked to her and she asked me again, I'm like, I don't know. Why are you asking me?
We don't always stay on subject. So we go all over the place.
Yeah. And I think that's why. I think the reason I don't, and especially with you, not in a bad way, but I don't like saying like what we're going to talk about because sometimes I don't have an idea of what we're going to talk about. But the first time that we recorded the Spanish episode, we had a thing of what we were going to talk about.
Yes.
I know you had studied it. I hadn't studied it. And so I was trying to go off of like some notes that I had.
Yeah.
And you were trying, like, you already knew your shit, right? When it came to that. I didn't. And so I was trying to figure that out and making sure that we didn't leave anything out. But we didn't communicate with each other on this.
Yes. And one thing is me and Cristal do work very differently.
We do.
I have more structure. I like more structure with certain things.
Yeah.
Especially when, yes, Spanish is my first language, but when it comes to talking about specific things, especially business, I did a lot of research. I knew what like the words to use and things like that. So but we are very different in that sense. But what sucked that episode that we did not communicate.
No.
Because when we communicate,
we're
very different, but we work
well
together when we communicate.
Yes.
So yeah.
And and I think that's one thing that we've lacked in the past is communication.
Yes.
But because
we've learned that.
Yes.
We've learned that kind of the hard way.
Yeah.
We kind of went at it with each other a little bit, but
but and I think it's because of that, and not like that I know we're going to fight over it anymore, but because of that, I'd rather not have a topic because I know I'm not going to sit there and fucking learn it.
Yeah.
And I know you will learn it, and then I'm going to be like, wait. And so then we're both gonna feel dumb in the situation because we're doing it very differently. And so then this way it's like we'll figure it out. Yeah, it flows easier. And
but you know what I can say this is, even though like I'm more structured, like even when we talk about something, what I like is that you'll cross check or double check, and I'm okay with that because. That gives me more reassurance. Oh, yeah, like, okay, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You're just reassuring me. So I don't mind that because I remember in that episode, too, like, I would mention something you kind of would, like, hold on.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, then we know what we're talking about. We just do it very differently.
Yeah. And and even, like, in the business aspect of it, I know that we go back and forth in talking about, I think... I'm trying to think of what was one of the most recent things that we were discussing, and I can't remember what it was, but it was more of like, you were asking me about something, and you're like, I just want to know, make sure that I'm doing it right or whatever. Oh, classes, about the class structure and stuff, you know, and you already know what it is, your niche that you want to you know, hone into. Like, you already know all that, right? And so then I was like, okay, so then the structure, and that part I'm like, okay, so how do we create the structure in it? How do you have the idea, so how do we figure out how to run this, right? And then I started doing my research.
Yes.
Because then I know that you know your shit, but how do we implement it?
Yes.
Like,
and that's where I struggle. Because like you said, like, okay, I know what I want to talk about. I know what I want to teach. I know all that.
Yeah.
But how do I lay it out?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm like, I don't have that. That's where I struggle.
Yeah.
You know, and I have an idea. I think I brought my notebook because I had started writing things down, and the specific topics that I want to like really focus on. I started doing that same day that we talked about all this. Like, I had time because I was in the studio, and I had time, and I was like, you know what? I'm already on it. Let me do this. And I even started working on Canva.
That's awesome.
With some stuff. And I did open another Instagram page. It's called Esti Vida.
Oh, yes.
I've always wanted to, and sorry, I went off topic, but I always wanted to incorporate something with my last name. And I'm an esthetician. I feel like I don't try to say that that's all I am, but that's what I love. And that's my career, because at this point it is a career for me. But it's also like my life, you know, and I'm speaking Spanish. I want to incorporate that with my last name. And then, you know, I'm an esthetician, but I also have a life outside of my career. So it's going to be a little mixture of everything on that page.
And I don't care. I'm going to say it, because if I don't say it, then you're never going to do it.
Go say it.
And because that is the page that she is starting, not just to implement and talk about just her life and stuff, but because there is a podcast coming. There is a podcast that has been in the works behind the scenes for a little bit over a year now. Because I know we've been talking about this for a while.
Because I always tend to share with Cristal, because she's experienced in this. So I'm always going to go to somebody who's experienced, who I trust. You know, I think you and my sister are the ones that I share things with. Like, oh, I have this that I want to do, you know, and I do struggle with completing those tasks. So Cristal always has to call me out. Yeah. Of course. Call me out.
And and that's why I say, like, I'd rather not talk about the things that we're going to talk because of that. Because I know you have so many good ideas. And I think as beauty professionals, we always have all the ideas, right? Yes. But who do we have on our corner to help us get through those ideas, or to push us to actually complete our goals, or to challenge us as well too? Because you could very easily, and I told you this week, why do you keep on telling me about classes? Like, you've been telling me about classes since I met you. Why are you not doing them? You know, because I know I see your potential. And one of the things that today I actually told Rick from Escamilla Law Firm, I told them today, why is it that we always see potential in our friends or in those around us running their businesses, but when it comes to us or to our own business, we don't see our own potential? Yeah. You know? And then he was like, you know what, that's so true, because it's like you have your group of friends who are in business as well. And you're always pushing each other, right? But then when it comes like when it comes to me, I'm like, oh man, like, I wish I could be doing this better. I wish I could do whatever it is, right? But I'm very quick to see the potential in everybody else except in my own.
Harsh. Yes. Not harsh, but hard.
Yeah, hard.
On your own friends, right? Yeah. Instead of doing it because we should be like that with ourselves, is challenging ourselves and pushing ourselves to actually do the things that we're talking about or planning to do. So I've always struggled, you know, that I've always struggled with that. But right now I think also because I've been a little bit more motivated because the kids aren't here. Yeah. They're in Mexico for 3 weeks. So I get a little break. I get a little mental break. Yeah. You know, but I think that's why I've been more focused on it. And that's why we're going to put, you know, estimate on the when the classes will be held. So yeah.
Yeah, and so she has the classes coming up, and they will be this year because we talked about them last year that it would be in 2026. So she is going to be having those classes, and it's not going to be your typical waxing classes. There's a niche into it because I feel like, and we've talked about this, that there is a need for these classes. And the reason I won't say a name is because they're still not structured. And I think I mean, and I always tell you, because I always do come to you, and this is something I do tell Cristal all the time. Whenever we do talk about, or I tell her these plans that I have, when she says, oh, but I tell her, yes, it's we, because I do come to you for a lot of advice or things like that. And even like with my sister, with certain things, and my sister was like, well, ask somebody my sister always tells me, well, ask somebody who's in the industry already. I'm like, well, yes, I get it, but for me, I feel like I always look for that reassurance because I always still doubt myself. And that's hard for me. I doubt myself because like, I try not to compare myself to anybody, but with social media, it's so hard not to do that for me. Because I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just trying to be better than I was the day before, So I struggle with that, or like, I don't want to come off as like thinking, oh, I'm better than you, because there's so many people that offer classes now. And everybody has their own niche. Exactly.
That's a thing. Everybody has something that they're great at.
Yeah.
And we all bring something different to the table. I mean, I've been in it for 14 years now. And not that I'm better or I know more, but I think I've been able to see long enough, from other estheticians who have been doing this for 30 years, I'm sure they've seen the changes over the years. And even me, they probably consider me still a baby Esty.
Yeah.
But seeing these girls now, like, it's such a different era for the beauty industry, and social media does play a big part, which I struggle with.
Yes.
And I've always struggled with it. So.
But I think that's where sometimes there comes a point in our careers that we have to learn of what are the things that we can't do ourselves to put them onto someone else. Because now think about it this way. Okay, the social media is your hard part. But what if you were to pass it on to someone else to do it for you? How will that help you? How will, there is these, and I think I've talked to you about them before, the content curl.
Where, yes.
There's all these things that you could find and do, and you could just batch, batch them for the different seasons and stuff. And imagine, if you do have somebody posting for you, and if you have somebody doing all these things for you, how much successful are you going to be in the things that you're focusing on in your craft because you have somebody else doing your social media? I know, right now, I'm slacking on my social media because I haven't had time to actually to brand all my stuff the way that I normally do. So I haven't been posting. It's been mostly whatever gets posted from the podcast onto my my Beauty Pro, but it's a lot of those things that I'm just damn, imagine if we had somebody for everything that we do that we don't like doing, but you obviously have to get to a point in making money, to where you're able to pass that on to somebody else, so I completely get that. But now where I was going with that is imagine you do get somebody for social media, and you just focus on building the classes. You just focus on building your podcast. The podcast, we already know that would be off your hands because you already know who to go to. Yes. You already know who to trust with the podcast.
Yes.
So now it's just that little push.
Yes.
That little push.
And I will say the podcast, not that it's going to be on the back burner, but that's going to, the way I have it, it's my priority is going to be classes.
Yes. And then, as it should be.
And then that will fall. The podcast will fall into place after that. But hopefully this year, maybe it'll be, Christmas episode.
Yes. And I hope that it is this year because hopefully. I think the classes and the podcast come hand in hand. And one of the things that Matt and I always talk about when we have our strategy sessions, with the podcast or for the podcast, it's always how can the podcast implement onto my business? How can I implement it into the beauty world, but to also implement it for it to work for me?
Yes.
So now this is going to be your point. How do you implement the podcast into your classes, which you can, because you could very easily, that's your marketing part of it, to market on, for classes for your people. So if I'm not mistaken, let's see, what month are we in? So we're end of July, let's say, right? So she'll start her classes in October. She'll have her first class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
it's funny because I was thinking, because I was like, not August, kids start school.
Yeah.
I was thinking September, but October is probably more promising. Because I do have a lot of it structured. Like my part, it's just,
And I think about, I feel like I could say September as well, because I had thought September, but then I was like, wait, where is she at with the planning, I could very easily see you doing it in the middle of September.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see.
But we're going to, that's actually good, because I don't feel the pressure. Like, okay, we say October, but if we say October, it might be end of September.
Yeah.
So just, just a little FYI there.
And the cool thing is that now you have a space to do it in.
Yes. Yes, I have the space. And then there's other ideas that I have for the waxing, just I want to have a community because, and it's funny because there where I'm at in Castle Hills, there's a nice Esty community there, which I think it's really cool, and they all focus on something different. It's not just waxing. There's lashes, facials, I do waxing, but I think that's really neat because it's a really small Esty community there, which I think it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was
I haven't met a lot of the people there yet. But I mean, I met Clara, but yeah. And then I met, there was another girl, they like walk through there sometimes and I'm like standing there, I'm like, oh, hi. And I think she's an esthetician as well. I can't remember her name, but yeah, like I'll see them there, I'll say hi to people. I'm not mean. I look mean, but I'm not mean. But but I really do like, that area there. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I feel like that whole office space area, it's literally beauty professionals like all around there. So that's really cool. I know that this year, I think it's been, I mean, you moved out of Sola into your own space last year.
Yeah, in November.
Yes. So you were hitting
almost that
year.
1 year mark. Yeah.
And so you've had a lot of growth, but you've also had a lot of not setbacks, because I don't want to call them setbacks.
They're not setbacks.
More of learning experiences. Yes, learning experiences, because you went from being a tenant to now being a tenant, but also a landlord.
Yes. And that's something that I didn't, it wasn't planned.
No.
And we talked about it. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, shit, can I really do this? I did hesitate, but like you said, it has been an experience and learning, and then having to deal with certain things and just knowing how to react for me, and not taking things personal.
Yeah.
I had to really, and I talked to my sister about it, because she's almost like, Mercy, it's not personal. You just have to, they're trying to project that onto you because it's their own issue kind of thing. So it's hard. I'm learning that. And I've dealt with that before, but I think I was a little bit, I took it personal because now I'm the one renting to people, and I felt attacked. I really did.
And you got to remember one thing too, it's hard. It's hard to separate the person from the business, right? So whatever people feel, it's not to your person of who you are.
Yeah.
It has to do with, you have a set of rules that need to be followed, and people are not always going to be happy about following rules, or because they were so used to somebody just...
There was so much leniency.
Yes. And obviously that's not how you run a place. I mean, we've heard it from Scott all the time.
And especially if you want if you want to have your tenants happy and you want to have a successful business, yeah, there has to be rules. And yeah, not everybody's gonna like them. Who likes rules or like, but they have to be in place.
Yeah.
One, it's not just rules because, oh, this is how I want to run my business, or no, it's because you're trying to protect yourself as a business owner, your tenants and their business, and then also your clients.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I learned, you know, with being on my own and then having to get insurance. I did have insurance at Sola, like, 'cause to protect me. But having that, and then also if a client falls, and if it's one of the tenant's clients, like, that cannot fall on me. Like, that's why there's certain things that you have to, like, put in place with insurances and things like that, which I've also learned because now I have tenants, you know. So I'm like, it is a lot. It's been an experience. And yeah, you're right. Not everybody's going to like the rules. Yeah. And it's, I mean, I'm okay with that, you know. I never wish anybody bad. I was, you know, good luck. And, you know, if you have to find the place and the person that's for you. Yeah. And that's that.
And I think that's another thing. It's you're trying to build community. Yes. And that's been one thing that I think you've been trying to build. Yeah. You've been trying to build community for a while. It's hard sometimes to be able to build community when there's a lot of different views. Yes. And not just views, but also ways of thinking on how a business should be ran. And I think that's where like a lot of the bumping heads comes in, right? But at the same time, is at the end of the day, you have to worry about why you started something, why it is that you want to build that community, why it is that you want things to run a certain way. Because at the end of the day, it is your spa. At the end of the day, you want everybody that comes into your spa to fall in love with your space, to maybe even fall in love with everybody who's in there. Because regardless if they're renting a space from you or whether let's say they were working for you commission or whatever the case might be, at the end of the day, you want every client that comes in through that door to get serviced by everybody who's there. Yeah. Whether they rent from you or whether they're, you know.
And that's very true. Because I like to tell my clients about, oh, like this person offers this person offers that. And I do have my clients that, like Vanessa, she does lashes there. And I have a couple of my clients that go to her, you know, now, you know, because I told them like, oh, you know, she does lashes. She did my lashes. Yeah. And I stopped just because, you know, not because I didn't like her. She does great work. But that's how I am. If I have people there and I know they offer good quality, where I'm going to tell my clients about them, you know. And that's true because, and then it all works. And that's how we did it in Sola. And so, exactly. I still have clients that, you know, they go to Becky for their hair and they come and see me for their wax. And that's how it was. Like, Becky has told her clients about me. I told my clients about her. And even with the other, like Gabby and all the people there, that's how we did it. Yeah. You know, it was our own little community there with helping each other out. And I think that's very important, you know, with having a beauty. Like especially if we're going to have tenants and stuff. Like, you want to have a happy, you know, and everybody kind of get along, you know. Yes, personalities can clash and stuff, but at the end of the day, for me, that's the goal. I want to have a space where you feel safe, you feel welcome, you know, and go to the other beauty professionals. You know, they're great. That's what I want. And I know you're right, you know, with wanting to build a community for estheticians or people in the beauty industry, because I know when I first started, you know, I felt like there wasn't that much support in really anything. You know, it's like you went to go work for somebody and you learned their technique, you learned with their, you know, trainers and stuff like that, but that was that. Yeah. And, you know, even in schools, if we would have had that business structure or learned that business structure, I think it would have been so different. You know, now a lot of these schools are implementing that business structure. Okay. At least from what I've heard from some of because I still keep in touch with some of the girls that I did demos with for the schools, and they're licensed, but they did tell me, oh yeah, they started implementing the business part of it. Dang. I'm like, which I think it's great because, you know, they didn't teach us that.
Because nobody tells you about what it is to work outside or, you know, behind the chair, whether it's commission, whether it's hourly, whether you're renting a chair,
Yeah.
whether you have your own studio, like nobody tells you of the steps that you should take.
Yeah.
Now I always say, like, I wish I would have started as an assistant somewhere, you know, because I think I would have learned a lot more. But nobody told me that I could, you know.
I mean, like the one thing I did learn from working from like the chains where I was at, is how I did not want to be as a business owner. You know, I did learn that because I'm pretty sure we've all had bad experiences with the chains that I worked for. I don't know if I should name them, but, you know, it all depends on who's the owner and who you work, because they're franchises. So who you work for, you know, like they would micromanage and, yeah, that would cause, even with my clients, some of my clients, they got into it with one of the owners one time. You know, it's crazy. So that's one thing I learned a lot. Yeah. Just in general, my waxing journey and everything. But I also learned of how I did not want to run a business.
And it's also because it's hard sometimes when you get to see the way some owners work and how they think they are the shit when it comes to their work, and the way that they look down on people, or the way that people maybe don't want to come and work for them because of their attitude or because of how they are. And like, you see that and you're just like, damn. It's like, if you're wondering why you've lost clients, or if you wonder why people don't last here, if you wonder any of that, the reason is you. It's not because they suck. It's not because they don't want to learn. It's not. It's because of your attitude. And I mean, I've had to see, you know, I've seen that in the past. You know, I've seen that in the past, and it's like, and you can't even tell those people anything because the moment you try to say something, they get defensive or whatever, and you're just like, okay, it's pointless, you know? Yeah. But when I see that, it's like, I mean, I've been the owner, you know, and I've been to where I had employees, but I was always very friendly. Like, I was always...
That's how we are. We want people, because, and I feel like me and you are the same in that aspect too, where we want to see people be successful and you want the best for them, right? And when I share things or like share my experience, it's not to talk bad about people or like, oh, like I've done this, or because I already went through that. No, it's not that. It's just
your experiences.
Your experiences. And also one of the things that, you learn from other people's mistakes. Don't
like learn from mine.
Learn from mine. Don't do them. Like, you're going to save yourself a lot of time and money. Because I know I've spent a lot of money. Throw money just trying things and like it didn't work, or like, no, like learn from my mistakes, focus on something and focus on that, get that down, and then go from there, so those are little things that I did take from, working for people. And it's people leave not because they don't like the job. It's, it's whoever's managing. Yes,
because there's people who love the job. But they just don't, you can't get along with the people, and that's it. It's that simple. But I think it's finding the right place to be able to grow and to stay there for a while, until you grow.
And even like if you're working for somebody, and not everybody wants to have their own place, but if you're going to work for somebody, make sure you're happy, because you do want to enjoy what you do. And especially if you love it, you want to be somewhere where you're happy. But also with having tenants, don't expect for them to stay forever. No. Some people, it is a stepping stone for them. Like, okay, I'm going to start here. And maybe they do want a brick and mortar, they want to have their own, space. And good for them, If they use you as a stepping stone, that's actually a compliment. Because you know what they're going to take from you, and you're going to learn, and you're going to also learn from them. That's how I see it. Especially with the newer estheticians and stuff. Like, I still learn from them. I'm going to pick their brain because they're just coming out of school, So,
and because I'm sure they learned some new technique in school that you don't know.
That you don't know. And with techniques, I always say to people, like, I don't ever really change my technique. I'm not like, yes, I do take from other waxers and stuff, like, that you learn, but you just kind of implement as you need with each client, because each client is different. There's no, so this is something that I have to say, because I don't forget. There's no one wax fits all, like technique, honestly. I think, yes, you could perfect your technique, but it doesn't work for all clients. So y'all keep that in mind. That's a little hint for my classes.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, I think, and that's why I say, like, everybody has something to bring to the table. One of the things, even let's say you were to hire, you know, one of the things that you have to keep in mind too, if you're a new SD who is trying to get hired, know that if they're doing a hiring process, they probably want you there for a while, because you're not just going to be working for them. I'm sure they're going to be training you on the way that you're going to be learning from them. Yeah. So if you're just going in to learn from them and then to take off and start your own thing, then that's when it's like, okay. And that's why there has to be contracts in place.
Yes.
There has to be contracts in place where, like, if you leave under a certain amount of time, you have to pay the education back.
Oh, yeah, some places do that.
Because it is free education while you're there, as long as you stay there for a year.
Well, some
or
places,
as long as you stay there for 2 years. You know, depending
on
They'll make
you sign a contract with some places, yeah.
And I think that is legit. You know, that is something that I think all beauty professionals, they should all protect themselves that way.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're hiring.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully. Yeah. I would love for somebody to work the days that I don't work.
Yeah.
For me, you know, but I'm not there yet, you know. I mean, I think I am.
You are there. You just don't doubt yourself too much.
And I think right now I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
Because it's not just hiring somebody. It's like all the payroll, all that.
All the stuff that Cristal does. We're not ready for that yet.
All the stuff that Cristal does for me, because,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because then we would have to come up with contracts.
Yes.
We would have to come up with, you know, what it entails to
and look
hire
how
someone.
It was for me right now, coming up with contracts for tenants.
Yes, I know.
So, and by the way, since we're on that topic,
yes,
I will have 2 rooms available at the end of July. It's more for estheticians or manicurists, or, you know, somebody who does lashes or nails, but it has to be nails that are like the low odor, or what, I don't know the proper
low
term.
Odor, or if not hard gel, or if not like gel X, anything. Because if you do get someone with acrylic, there is no
the ventilation is not yet there yet. Yeah, it's not there.
So obviously it would have to be the low odor, but I think everybody is actually kind of going to
that now. Yeah,
to the
I there's still some people that do the acrylic, but a lot of people are doing more that's what I get, the gel.
I get the gel, but I love acrylic. Well, I love doing acrylic.
You love doing acrylic, yeah. I like the gel.
Yeah,
but yes, I'll have 2 rooms available at the end of this month, hopefully available by the 2nd week of August. That's just to get them prepped, you know, and people, whoever wants to come see them. But it's mainly for estheticians, or a nail. I can't have hairstylist, or I can't even do massage, I believe.
Why?
Because it's not in the establishment license. Because my establishment license is just manicures and estheticians.
Oh.
I can change it. I asked TDLR, but I think I want to just, since I'm new to this, you know, just kind of get my feel and getting people into
you don't want to get somebody who does happy endings.
I don't think, and then TDLR.
Do you see all the
they
emails?
Call people?
Yes.
No, TDLR on their Facebook page. They like to call people. I mean, I think it's funny, but
I like to see that too. Like, oh, we closed so and so because they were doing this.
And
I'm like.
I'm like, dang, girl, she's probably making good tips.
Yeah.
Get your tip, girl. JK, guys, don't be doing that shit.
No, don't be doing that shit. No. But like, I see that and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Because I see those emails too, and I see the posts, and I'm just like.
Yeah, but you know what? People are nasty. Like, I'm not talking about the professional who does that, but... don't do that. But like, people are nasty, like calling, even me, like I've had men call and be nasty on the phone asking if I do wax men, but it's only by referral if it's below the belt. If you want your Brazilian, somebody has had to refer you that's been waxed by me, because I will not, because I've had men call and they're nasty. I mean, to me, I have to laugh about it, right? I don't laugh on the phone when they're calling me, and it's very inappropriate. Like, don't be doing that to people.
You know, I forgot. I don't know if I've told you this before or not, but when I used to have my salon in California, I used to wax as well. I never did Brazilian waxes or anything, right? But I did waxing. And I remember one evening, I got a weird call. Like, I got a call from this dude, and he was like, I was calling to see if you do male waxing. And I was like chest? Like, yo,
of course.
Yeah. And then he was like, well, no, it's just, I don't know. Like, I kind of want to get the bejeweled.
Oh,
and I was like, I was like, wait, so do you want bejeweled, like, where? I still, you know.
I'm
and
I'm trying to understand, sir.
Yes. And he was like, well, it's just I want to get wax down there, and then maybe, you know, I have the jewels. Like, can you just put them on for me? And I was like, no, I don't do that. And I wanted to laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm mature now, imagine back then I was like in my 20s.
I'm still immature.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm immature now, imagine back then. And I remember, like, I hung up and I was like, what the hell? Like,
yes. I just got one not that long ago. He was breathing all hard on the phone. And I was like, what service were you looking for? He's like, oh, like my Brazilian. And I was like, oh, I don't offer that service unless, you know, it's only by referral. And then he's like, well, what do you offer for men? And I was like, oh, I could do your chest, your back. You know, todavía I was being respectful and, you know, your brows, all that. And he was like, oh, he's like, how much is it for chest wax or like a back wax? And I was telling him, he's all like, well, is it normal if I get an erection? And I was all like, yeah, I'm not the one for you, sir. And yeah, no. I was like, I started laughing when I hung up, but I was like, do they really like call around and do this? Like,
ponle que it's an accident that they get an erection. Okay, cool, right? But if they're calling, just for that,
I'm like, yeah, I'm not the person for you, sir.
You're like, get out of here.
Yeah, that was the last one, but he was breathing all hard on the phone, and I was just like,
I would be like, are you taking a shit?
Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why it's by appointment only, and then of course referral with men, which I do have some men that, you know, my clients, partners or whatever. Which I love. It's cool. Yeah. That they trust me, you know, with that. It gives me like a little, oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for trusting me, you know.
Oh my gosh. So, I wouldn't be able to. Just because I would laugh.
But men are stupid, like.
But because of
not all men. I'm just saying the ones that do that stuff, you know. Like, come on, we have hot wax.
Yeah. Like,
I'll protect myself.
Oh, yeah. I'll pour that shit on your junk.
On your junk. Just to say, not to say the.
Yeah. Like, what the heck? Because I know there was, a few months ago, there was a man going around to different.
And I'm glad they put it on all the business. Yes. Like, it was mainly he was targeting more waxers. Yes. And so, and it's crazy because it was in New Braunfels. And then I know one of the estheticians, Ashley, the wax babe, she posted in her area. I think that guy,
and because it happened to her,
and I think he tried to book with somebody else in that area. I had seen her post,
and I think he also tried to book with Pam, not with Pam, but with her daughter.
Oh, because she does. No, I'm glad that we have that as an SD community or in the beauty profession. Like, we should, you know, help each other out, or because there's also been where hairstylists share like this person they don't pay
extensions.
Yes,
dude,
that's crazy. And extensions aren't cheap.
No,
like, come on, that's like this is our business. This is what our careers like. Don't do that to people.
That's insane. That's one thing, because it's always in the what is it called?
There's
Jackie's group. Why did I just freaking
Texas something? Estheticians of
I'm sorry, Texas? Jackie.
I know, yeah, me too. Because I followed Estheticians of Texas. Then there's Jackie's. She has two.
Yes.
Because one's like for all estheticians, and the other one's are like if you're selling.
Estheticians of San Antonio.
Okay.
And then Estheticians of San Antonio, Jobs, Suites, and Beyond.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and then Estheticians of America. There. Yes.
Yes. She has Estheticians of America?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I think I'm on part of the other two groups.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Squirrel.
Got distracted, guys. This I don't open. But yes, so there's those three groups.
Okay.
And I know that, like, I always see it posts on all of the groups, you know, and because I mean those are the three groups that I'm in. And then in the hairstyling community,
I've only seen a few, but it's more of like where people, like after they put either they don't pay or they'll like they get charged and then they fight the charge.
Yes, it's so annoying.
Yeah,
that's why you take pictures of everything that you do. Waxers, I mean, you can't take pictures of everything that you do, but
I do. They're just in my phone. I just keep them there. I'll post brows every once in a while, but I can't post. I mean, okay, so I have a question. And somebody, I mean, they could put them in comments, right? Like if they have on the podcast, can they put comments?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I go back and forth with this and I see people post about it too. Estheticians and waxers is like befores and afters.
Yeah.
Like some estheticians don't like that.
I don't like it.
So you don't?
No.
Not even like underarms?
Oh, underarms, yes.
So not even the bikini?
Not
like
the bikini,
where it's covered?
So underarms, yes. I love to see, and I love to freaking watch the videos of pulling the extra little hairs.
Oh, yes.
I fucking love watching that.
Okay,
but the thing is, the reason that I don't like the Brazilians on there, because regardless of how it's covered, you could still see that, right? Or you could still see the like...
Well, I mean, I've seen videos where they still show a lot.
Yes.
But like I have a few on my Instagram where it's the jelly mask.
Yes.
And it's just really the mound.
Yeah.
And then I think I have another one where it's covered with the paper towel and it's just the mound.
And you know why? The only reason that I don't like, and this is personal.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like them is there's a lot of times that I'm wherever I'm at, and if I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling, and then all of a sudden that shit pops up and I'm just like I don't even know, and I know it's nothing bad.
Yeah.
But you don't know what other people around you are gonna
that's true.
Are gonna think.
I don't know, I kind of go back and forth with that. So.
And then there's times that I'm at church, right? Or not in church, but
you're around.
I'm around people, you know, and if I'm doing this and then I'm just like, because there's times that I can't move fast enough, or I'm just like, oh my gosh. You know?
I mean, that's the hard part with being a waxer, because I do now, like my thing is Brazilians. Like I do a lot. So.
But now, if let's say you weren't posting, then the first picture should be a scroll to see before and after of a Brazilian.
Okay.
Like as a warning.
Yes.
That way, whoever wants to see it, they could scroll.
They have that option.
Yes.
Not just put it on there. Okay.
Because then that's when you're just like, damn. You know?
Yeah.
Just because sometimes it's...
And that's the one thing that sucks, because I do see that.
Yeah, there's a debate.
There's that, like, I don't want to see that. And okay, well, but the ones that are saying this are people that don't offer waxing.
Exactly.
They do facials.
Yeah.
And that's, like, I'm glad that you're able to put your befores and after faces. Exactly. You know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I specialize in this.
But,
so
I
get that. You're right. Putting the squirrel, the you know, I can't talk. Squirrel.
The scroll.
Whatever.
Un carrusel, okay? Un carrusel.
You swipe it.
Swipe. No, but yeah, if you put like a little, not a warning sign, but like the first picture, like a blurred picture or whatever it is, and then like before Brazilian before and after. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
And that's that.
Because I've seen like with videos now, like they put the little, like it's a video and then, you know, the vulva, you see you know what it is.
Yes.
But they just put like a little blur thing right there, and then I'm like, you can still make it out. Like,
to
me, okay, like I could understand that. And a lot of estheticians do it for educational purposes.
But then there's others who do it for the views.
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
Because then I've seen a lot of whoever's getting waxed with their hip motions and stuff, and you're just like, bro, you're getting waxed.
Yeah.
So that's why I go back and forth with it too.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I have seen... I think one time I was scrolling and Cristal was next to me. And because sometimes he'll sit there with me and we'll watch reels.
Yeah.
And one of the times it was something like that, and I was like, ugh, and I couldn't get out of it fast enough.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, what was that? And again, you know, and then finally I was like, it was it was a wax. Yeah. I said, but it was just not,
and
you know.
See, and I could understand that because like Adriel and Camila, my kiddos, they know what I do.
Yeah.
They know I do body waxing. They know I do brows and all that. And they know that, you know, like, oh, you see vaginas because I'm like, yeah, I wax vaginas, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But also, I don't show them.
Yeah.
I don't show them. Like, if they do see the image, it's always just the mound, or like when I'm doing an underarm, like they will see that.
Yeah.
But I won't show them.
Exactly.
So I understand.
And I think it's more of that because I mean, my kids, you know, I always joke every time when they ask, or Christian, well, what does she do? And I'm like, oh, she waxes buttholes, you know? And I always joke, you know, and I always, and he goes, ew,
and
what?
if you haven't had your butthole waxed, you need to try it. It feels good.
You know, I always joke with them, right, about this. But that's me joking with them about like this, obviously, because they're being at that moment, because let me have my freaking conversation or I'm going to tell you, like, so you can stop asking me questions. But that's one thing to me, like scrolling and then I'm like, okay.
No, yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I just scroll past it. Mm-hmm. Like whoever wants to post whatever they want to post, they post whatever they want to post. That's it. So it's not even that I'm just like, oh my, why are you posting?
Yeah, and that's how I am too. Yeah. Like there's things that I don't like to see, but I'm not gonna be there.
No, for what?
Like, but there's a lot of people that do take the time.
Like, but that's
like another example. When I posted that thing on TikTok with me stirring the pot, I was stirring the wax. But you know what? Lesson I learned from that too, which was a great lesson too at that. I'm stirring the pot, my video, and then I just put 365 shaves or 12 waxes. You know, and then the first comment, a person that doesn't even follow me, a person that doesn't even live in Texas. When I went to her page, I'm like, she's in Italy. I'm like, and you're worried about this little Texas Esty over here, right? Posted about like who shaves every day. Like that's unrealistic. And I responded, but what I do first, I reached out to you first. And I reached out to my sister.
I was like, do not let it get to you.
Okay. And my sister's like, it's haters. You want haters. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah. And I was just like, just respond educational.
Yes. And so I did. And you know what? That's what I was like, you know what? I need to respond to this because there are people who shave every day.
Yeah.
I have friends that still don't wax and they shave every day. But so that was a learning thing for me there because I was like,
and the learning to separate that they're not attacking you.
Yes. And I'm so sure I struggle with that. And so, but I think also with her comments, she tried to make it about race. You have to go back and read them because she said, well, I'm black and I don't know. She's also, I can't shave. And she said something about like, but I don't know not one white person who shaves every day. I never mentioned race in my post. So to me, I was like, okay, she's just trying to,
rage bait.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I responded, and then other people commented and be like, neither. And I'm like, well, good for you if you don't, you're natural, you know, like that's great if you don't.
But that's what TikTok is for. It sparks conversation.
Yes.
And if there is a debate, let it be between them.
Yes.
Between the comments, because that's what ends up happening.
Yes.
I have I have one reel that's like over 30,000 views with constant back and forth. And in that constant back and forth, it's about supercuts or great clips. I can't remember. But it's a back and forth how like people who work there and don't like that place, and then there's people who work there and love that place. So it's a back and forth. And me, I like the comments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Or that's so good that worked out for you. Or that's so good that you know.
Because it's not for everybody.
No,
you know. And you're right, and that's what I took from it. Because I was like, okay, I had to like really sit back and be like, but I don't like. I guess I just don't like when people try to make it what it isn't.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it triggered me.
Yeah.
Where she was like, she made it about, I'm like, okay, she made it.
It's not about
And I'm like, I'm not going to answer. I did answer, but I didn't make it, because I didn't make it about race.
Yeah.
You got that from me stirring a wax spot.
Like you turned it all around. Yeah.
So.
See, like on mine, it was one, you know, some of us made it a career because the structure and the training. I fell in love with cutting, but what I've never done is shame someone for where they work. There's enough negativity in this industry on its own. Why do we do it to each other? To me, right? And then I was like, it wasn't shaming. Believe me, I think a lot of stylists work at some of the chain salons straight out of school, and I can speak for myself. I sucked at cutting hair. So I'm sure I messed up so many people at the beginning of my career. I also charged very little because I was learning. And then she said how I had laughed and stuff. And like she kept on going, right?
It's the way that people take it.
Yeah. And then like there is literally over 92 comments on this video because of that. But it was nothing. It was.
And you know what? It's crazy. You're right. With that video, I had the most views and the most comments.
Right.
And I'm just like, damn, like this, like little things can trigger people so easily. Yeah. With something so simple. And you're right. It like with that, like you're talking about, you know, great clips or whatever. It's like everybody takes from it. Either you had a great experience, and that comes for us too as waxers. I worked. Can I mention the chains that I worked for? Okay. So I worked for European Wax Center, and then I worked for Waxing the City. You know, European Wax Center was when I first finished school. I learned a lot, and I loved it. I did love it. I learned a lot there. I was happy there. But they're very, you know, quantity over quality, sell. And that's why I ended up
because they have the memberships, right?
They have the memberships, but they want you to sell product. I've never been great at selling product. I can educate a person like this is what I recommend for your skin. This is what I recommend so you have great results. But ask her
how much fucking retail she has.
I don't have that much.
Yeah, no. Anymore.
I just focus on Zandyland.
Pero te gusta estar comprando.
To try. And then I just don't. Yeah. Anyways, you're getting off topic here. And so, yeah, sí, hasta se me fue. Ya se fue el pinche tren. Ya se me fue el tren.
No, Europeans Wax Center, how they focused on sales and retail.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forgot where I was going with it.
And that you don't.
No, but I was going with it somewhere else. It's okay. It's okay because you called me out. Yeah. It's all right.
See, she gets mad because I called her out.
No, but I was going somewhere with it, Cristal, and I forgot.
But you were very happy at European Wax Center, but they always pushed the time.
Well, time wasn't a problem for me.
No, because you wax
I will say, I have to say this.
5-minute waxer.
I will say this. I was one of the top waxers there my time because European Wax Center was I worked at the first one ever.
Yeah. I'm one of the bottom. I waxed her armpits.
Oh yeah, hey, you did good. I didn't get no ingrowns.
Damn.
And
cuando quieran, eh? I'm just kidding.
Go to the waxing.
Go to the waxing.
She's there.
I'm there Mondays and Tuesdays.
Ándale, güey.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
But see, what the hell's wrong with me? I lost it.
Yeah, squirrel. European Wax Center.
European Wax Center, yeah.
Yeah, then you
no, because I was tooting my own horn. That's why. I was one that would bring in, I might have not sold a lot, but when it came to services, I was on top.
Yeah.
Because I was good for adding on. And then, I mean, I was a red level waxer. I was a fast one. So yeah, I was able to always add on. My ticket was always high. I just really didn't sell product.
Yeah.
Oh.
And obviously they want you to sell product because they're paying you commission. Yeah. So they want you to sell their product because that's what they're going to make their money off of. Not
But that is true for business. As estheticians, we should try to sell.
Yes.
Because that's where the money comes to. So.
I always get.
Yeah, I know. Don't get after me. I already know.
You're not the only one that I get after, though. Just so you know.
But you do it on the podcast.
I know.
For me.
I do it to everyone.
Whatever. I like to pick on me.
I always, yes.
I'm easy to pick on. Because I just laugh.
You know, no, it's easy to pick on you over the stuff that you don't do because you come and complain about the things that you're not doing.
I know. Okay. We're good. Can we move on?
This bitch. Oh my God.
We already know these things.
Yes. So in conclusion.
Pinche Cristal.
In conclusion, guys, look for her waxing classes, specialty waxing classes, mid-September, beginning of October. Look for her podcast to release in
December.
She's going to start recording November, so it'll release in December. Right?
Yes. And then I do have a plan as well. I want to share a little bit of this. Just because I feel like there's something that I did learn at a European Wax Center is Viren, who was the owner then, I don't know if he still has it, but we would have like little meetings every 6, maybe 8 weeks that I remember. It's been so long. But he would have like a special guest every once in a while. And I want to do that for the SD community. Just like little things like, I'm going to share this. I didn't want to talk about it because I wasn't sure. Because I want to have you as one of a guest speaker in a sense.
Like have little workshops.
Yes, little workshops, and to share why it's important to be structured with your business.
Yeah.
Have a bookkeeper. I mean, at least from what I've learned, I get it. We can wear many hats, but it's overwhelming. And when you're able to have somebody do your books, hire somebody, do it. And I would love for you to share that information. If you
I always share your numbers because I have permission from you one time and then I just took it up.
I know you just, I mean, that's okay. Yeah. But, that's like an idea that I have because I do want to, especially for the newer SDs, Bree, she's one of the estheticians that went to Vegas with me, and she just opened her business a few months ago. And she's just starting off, but I think it is important to be structured with your business, separating the money and all that. So that's something that I do have in mind. And I want to host these little workshops.
Yeah.
I'm calling them workshops every 6 to 8 weeks. And now that I have this space and I could do that. And also it's a way of getting to know other estheticians who are, they've been in it for years. And then some of them are just starting.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to share that, share the knowledge.
Yeah.
We don't gatekeep.
Nope.
We don't want to do that. We want everybody to succeed. So that's one of the ideas I have. I mean, you would probably be the first one, my first guest at the studio. But I do have other things because I do feel that it is health-wise, it is important to be educated on the women's health.
Yes.
Because especially if we do a lot of Brazilians, I do a lot of Brazilians, I think it is important to know what to look for. And then also how we're not doctors, but how we can help our clients.
Yes.
Because I think we do need to be educated with vaginal health.
Yes.
And all that. And that's something that I did learn from Viren at European Wax Center. He had an OB come in and talk to us one time. And I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like everything that she shared. And there is OBs that don't agree with body waxing, that removing all the hair. So, but I do think it's important to talk about these things and to be educated on it because yes, we're not doctors, but we can educate our clients in some way. And you'd be surprised how many women don't know.
No, because there's
a lot about vaginal health, like client wise, like or they don't hygiene. It's not.
Don't talk about it.
No, it's like taboo. No, I tell my clients all the time. And there's ways to talk to your clients because I've seen how estheticians, like sometimes I was in the beauty industry, could be in these groups and talk, oh, this person was so dirty and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But if the person doesn't know, educate them. That's what we're here for too. Yeah.
Because sometimes they grow up in households where
they were never
was ever talked about. And there was never either a conversation about the cleanliness or a conversation about even periods, a conversation about what your body goes through. And so especially for not just younger women, but also for like older women who imagine like if we barely had any of those conversations, like, or our parents barely had any of those conversations with us. Imagine like what generations before us, like I know my mom tells me, there's a lot of things that she didn't learn till I was old enough to tell her things,
and that's how it is. Even like I have a lot of older clients, and I always say I'm not nosy, I'm a curious person. And I am so grateful that a lot of my clients do open up to me, 40s, 50s, and they're going through menopause. I think it's so interesting because some of the things that I'm feeling already, and they tell me
my eye started twitching the moment you said menopause.
And it's funny because I'm young, and they say like, well, you're young. I'm like, no, but I already feel some of these things. And finally, my doctor finally is like, yeah, that sounds more like perimenopause already. I was like, I knew it. I'm not crazy. And so a lot of these things that I talk to my clients, they're already going through
it. That anger, man.
Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. No, but yeah, it's very interesting. Like when you share with your clients or they share with you, you learn. And that's what I always tell my clients. I go, I'm not nosy, I'm curious.
Yes.
That's my nickname. I'm a curious esthetician. Yes.
Esthetician.
But that's how we learn. We have to talk about these things, you know? So yeah, I want to bring some of these little workshops into the studio now that I have the time.
Yes.
The time and space.
Yes. Yeah, because now you could do it.
Yeah. There's no excuse.
Oh, man. No, see, but this is the thing. This is the thing with you, Mercy.
Here we go.
We've talked about these freaking classes on the podcast.
When was the last time I was on?
Last season. You're here every season.
And we did talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've talked about it for the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and I have talked about it since I met you.
And we're not going to say how long ago that was. So
2019.
You're such a bitch. Calling me out, Cristal.
I love you. I want you to freaking succeed.
I know.
Yes.
But don't call me out.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you so much for being on. Thank you for letting me pick on you like always. You know.
You're welcome.
But it's because I love you and I want you to do good.
Yes.
Yeah. So keep on the lookout for those things, for her workshops, her classes, her podcast.
Yes, because I'll be back to talk about them.
Yes. Yeah. So she will for sure come on before she releases that episode, before she releases that class.
And I'll post that on Instagram. So
we'll see about that.
No, I do post on every once in a while. But I will post about it on Instagram. And before you shut it down, if you're good with social media, hit me up. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then there we go. Yeah. Forget
it. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on. Please let us know where they could find you.
You can find me on Instagram as a waxing, and my studio is located in Castle Hills. I'm at 1844 Lock Hill, Selma Road, Suite 102B. 102B.
The
waxing.
There's a reason for that.
And there's a reason for that. Okay.
Yeah. And like always, you can find me at Beauty Pro Bookkeeping, BeautyBound TX on Instagram, BeautyBound Podcast on YouTube, and BeautyBound on TikTok because I just saw that. But yeah, I will see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.